Welcome back to my channel. All right. This might not be you, but I feel like women who are in relationships with people who are outside of their ethnicity get asked some really strange questions. So I'm going to tell you guys some questions I've been asked. Maybe I'll answer a few. So go ahead, subscribe to the channel, and find out if your weird question about interracial dating or marriages will be answered. Okay, so, okay. Now, if you have been watching some of my other videos, I did a video, I think around Valentine's Day, about how I am an expert at multicultural dating, right? I've done it. I've dated all around the world. So, I'm an expert. It's just that simple. But wait, what do you guys think about this lipstick? What do you think about lipstick? Too red? I don't know. Trying something. Anyway, that being said, whenever I've been in relationships with people, I often get other women, mostly it's other women, asking me sometimes weird questions about being in relationships with somebody, right? So, and I don't think that men get asked these questions by other men or even other women, whatever. Like, I don't think they get asked these questions when they're dating. So I think it's really specific to like women who are dating men outside, especially Black women, right? Because Black women are more often dating Black men. But so they don't know like what the others are like in general, right? So sometimes the questions are based in fear, right? Like it's about the extended family, like what you can expect, the whole Meghan Markle kind of thing, like nobody royal family, but like they expect that the family is not going to be accepting of a Black woman. So specifically, yes, a Black woman, not a Latino woman, like specifically a Black woman, right? That like that's a big thing. So often people will ask about, does he take you around your family? Like, how do they treat you? Blah, blah, blah. Like that's one of those weird kind of, and to me, you can get treated like shit in anybody's family. Like there was a meme going around, it's like, yeah, they might, find this great guy, but you don't want like to have to deal with extended family who might not accept your relationship. And I'm like, it's a lot of Black folks that don't like other Black folks. Just because you're the same, ethnicity doesn't mean like you automatically gonna get along. So anyway, a lot of people ask me questions about my extended family, like his parents, and how it was with the whole family. And I've personally never had an issue with anyone's family, like not just my current relationship, but even in the past, like not even microaggressions. I think one of my longest relationships, like his family was very mixed up, with different ethnicities, and me showing up wasn't a big deal. I do think that there was one person, and his grandmother, who was Asian, did not want to meet me, and he basically was like, well, bye bye grandma, and that was it. And she lived in Asia anyways, wasn't like she was gonna show up anytime soon. But so yeah, whatever. So often questions about family, and I think every family is different, and I don't think that you get treated well necessarily just because you show up and you're the same ethnicity. It's not a guarantee. but nobody wants to come to dinner and be called the N-word. But yeah, that's never been an issue for me with anyone that I've dated. So maybe I can vet really well in some regard to weed those out, those kind of guys out. I don't know. So yeah, that. Another comment is maybe one of those things that are less appropriate about cleanliness or how they wash and how they smell. So, you know, like there's this idea like that sometimes different cultures have strange smells about them, right? Like that. I don't know, they smell like whatever. I also have not experienced that. I know some people have like ideas about off-putting scents from other cultures, but that has never been, I've never experienced that either. So I don't think it's a thing. I think it's just some kind of imaginary idea. I don't think that's a thing, right? Yeah, I don't think. So whatever, it's not a thing. Another question people are always asking me is about, we'll talk about that later, but you know what I'm talking to. They want to know about the dirty business. We'll talk about that later. Serious or, you know, disheartening kind of idea. People have like Black women fetishes, and that I'm fulfilling some sort of fetish sort of thing. In my current relationship, I'm the very first Black woman he's ever been with. He's never, you know, like had, I don't know, like what they say that, how they say they're like serial daters of Black women, which I always feel like this is a weird way to say someone's fetishizing someone. Like if you like a certain thing, you like a certain thing. So, you know, if Black men only dated Black women, is he fetishized? You know, it doesn't make sense. I get the history of some of it, but sometimes people like what they like. And that comment always, to me, ties into some of the stereotypes about how Black women are less desirable. So it's hard for them to understand that, yeah, maybe someone would want to only exclusively date these beautiful women. So I feel like that psychology from the white supremacy idea gets kind of twisted in that, because sometimes that's all they want to believe, is that it's a fetish. But yeah, that to me is kind of wrapped up in that idea that Black women aren't desirable by everyone in the world. It's not true, they are. So yeah, I think that is a personal thing that if you feel a certain way, you feel a certain way. I don't feel like I've been fetishized by anyone for any reason, whether they dated 10 Black women or not. So yeah, I think it's an individual experience once you're in a relationship with someone to know if it's something bizarre or not. So yeah. A comment, of course, from some men are like, oh, you're basically just a bed wench, right? That's the thing. And it's an interesting thing, because it's just like, okay, it's a huge insult because it's from slavery when white men were raping Black women. So, you know, it's that, again, psychological thing to call a Black woman who's taking control of her body and doing what she wants to do with it, with whom she wants to do with it, you know, the equivalent of someone who has no say in what someone does to her. So that's very interesting idea that some people have. And it's also interesting when some of these men who say that have also made the same ethnicity, also made Black women bed wenches by having children with them and not making families. And I'm not just saying having one and saying, okay, we weren't right together, let me find another. No, they have a baby with that one and doesn't stay, and have another baby, and they never create that stable family. So what have they made those women? You know, we call them baby mamas, but basically that's what they're doing. You know, they're using them and not staying. So it's a weird idea that sometimes people have. So moving on from that and starting to get into some of the things that people really want to know about sex, right? Everyone wants to know about the sex. Now, well, what do you want to know? Sex is sex. You know, I think people who, everybody wants to know about the I will say that there is an even keel of sizes and opportunities across all ethnicities. Not all Black men have large ones, not all Asian men have small ones, not all, it's, you know, because there are Black men with small ones too. People know that, right? That's not some, I hope I didn't blow anybody's mind, but I thought people knew that. So there's a whole range. I mean, I will say the largest one I've ever seen was not, what am I saying? I can't say these things. Stop it. I can't say these things. Moving on. I'm just saying variety is everywhere, okay? It's not exclusive. One thing is not exclusive to just one group of people. That's all I should say. Yeah, so, and I always love when people, especially Black women, it's like, when they find out your partner is, you know, of another ethnic group, they're like, oh, you know, I've always been approached by, you know, them. But I know they all turn into like Southern, that's what happens when they talk about these things. Like, I've been approached by, you know, them, but I never, never could do it. You know, like, it's like, is that Southern? I don't really know what that is, but that's my idea of Southern. Maybe it's like Dynasty or something. Anyway, it's just, what, you know, and it's fine, like, if you never wanted to or whatever, but they always make it sound like, ooh, I feel like something just don't sit well on their palate. So whatever, and that's, I don't know, it's just a funny way. But I think that those are just a few things that people have said and asked and thought and put on me and lots of women in relationships with other ethnic groups. So I think it's just women. I really do. I don't think men get asked these weird kind of questions, you know? Or maybe, I don't know, maybe they do. They don't tell me. Maybe we'll ask one day. I'll find one to ask us. And yeah. So anyway, I'm gonna let you guys go. But subscribe to the channel. It was great having you here and chatting with me. Ask me questions, like, comment, all of that sort of stuff. And I guess I'll talk to you soon. Ciao, ciao for now.